Dear friends, welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to be making some beef patties, but I would like to ask that you like, subscribe and comment to the channel. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you. So now over here I have my ground beef. I have some chopped onion, some red pepper, bell pepper, green and yellow bell pepper. I'm going to put it into my little blender here because I'm going to blend up everything together to season the meat. So I'm just going to put all this in the blender. My handy little blender. Okay, so I'm going to chop all that together with some garlic, about a teaspoon of sauce, and I'm going to just add a little bit of water. Just about a tablespoon of water so it can blend out. So I'll blend it up. I'm going to pour everything into the ground beef, maybe just a little bit too much. I'm going to mix this all together, and I'm going to add a little bit of thyme. And at this point I am going to just set this aside so it can marinate for a little bit while I work on the dough for the patties. Getting the ingredients ready for the dough. So I have my pound of flour, which I'm sifting. So the sift flour is in the bowl. I have my tablespoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of turmeric, half a teaspoon of curry powder, and a tablespoon of sugar. So I'm going to mix these together. Now I have my all the dry ingredients mixed together here. I'm going to add the shortening, which is a cup of shortening and a cup of butter. This I should be cutting in because it's still frozen. Okay, so I'm adding the butter, which is also a cup of butter. And I'm not going to use my finger to break this up. I'm just going to use this before. So now I am going to beat the egg to add to the dough mix, and I'm going to do a splash of vinegar and a little cold water. So now I'm going to add the egg mixture to the dough. So guys, my dough was a little bit too moist, so I'm just adding a little bit of flour. Yeah, and now I have the right consistency, so this is good. So I'm sit this in the fridge for half an hour while I prepare the meat. So now that I've put the dough in the fridge to sit for half an hour while I'm cooking the meat, let's get started with the meat. So I have my tablespoon of vegetable oil in the pot. I'm going to add the meat. Now the meat is cooking, and I'm just breaking it down so the meat itself doesn't get lumpy, because you know ground beef gets lumpy if you don't. It sticks together. It sticks together, exactly. I'm adding the rest of the seasoning to the beef. A little bit of brown onion powder, some garlic powder, and you add in to taste. Some black pepper, a little bit of paprika, I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of ketchup.
Look like more than 2.
And a dash of garlic.
ginger.
And ginger. The dash of garlic and ginger. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of salt. You're gonna add this to taste. And you don't want to have the meat all dried out. So I'm adding my breadcrumbs, and that's a 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs. Just turn this down a little bit while they simmer. And friends, while this is simmering, I'm just adding some chopped scallion to the meat. Okay, so now friends, I am getting ready to roll out the dough, and my counter is clean. So I'm just adding the flour. So I just take the dough from the fridge. Put the filling in and folding over the patty, the pastry over the filling, and I'm sealing it down. And I'm going to take a fork and just press it in. And I'm going to lift. So I'm just going to place these 3 on the I'm going to cut into this one. Ooh. Look at that, guys. Look at that. And I'm going to take a bite.
Yum.
Yum.